What is going on, guys? It is Joe, and welcome back to another installment of The Breakfast Club. For those of you that are new to the channel or watching for the first time, The Breakfast Club is basically me doing a mini Q&A, answering 1 or 2 questions that are left in the comments down below while eating breakfast. You can be eating breakfast as well, and so we call it The Breakfast Club. So if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments down below or DM me on Instagram at Joseph_Garcia17. So for today's breakfast, we have here 6 slices of French toast, 1 serving of PB Fit drizzled on top with 1 serving of Hershey's Free chocolate syrup drizzled on top as well, and then 1 serving of frozen blueberries that's cooked into the French toast. Full recipe or just full ingredient list to this French toast will be in the description down below. This has been my go-to French toast combination for the last week now. The PB Fit and the Hershey's just adds a little to it, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and eat this. This is gonna be my pre-workout meal. As soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm going to the gym. We have a lot to do today. Today, Saturday, I'm exactly 1 week out, 1 full week out from our first competition, which will be next Saturday. So I'm gonna eat this, then I have to go train after. So just so you guys can see, let's go ahead and give this bad boy a little bit of oh shit. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a taste test. Oh man.
5 minutes later.
Sipping on a morning cup of Joe. Leave a like if you got some Joe in your mouth this morning. Come on now. Leave a comment. Be like, I had Joe in my mouth this morning. For today comes from I do these names, man. These names comes from Mr. Furoku. I think it's Furoku. If I get it wrong, Mr. P, thank you for submitting your question. So Mr. P says, I'm loving your vids and you're very consistent. Question for next episode. Is it normal to have no abs while not flexing or just while flexing? Outlines while not? I'm not sure if I just have really bad body dysmorphia or if I'm low-key fat. Keep it up. Thank you for the question, Mr. Furoku. And it's such a good question because it comes back to this whole, like, what you see on Instagram, what you see on social media versus, like, reality, right? You see people on social media like that, like, maybe are in a chill pose or just standing there normal. But let me tell you something. When the abs are being displayed, anytime muscle is being displayed, it is being flexed, and it is being flexed hard. I think really to see your abs, you gotta flex them. You know, it's no different than like if you're lean and you have like chest striations, you don't really see the chest striations when you're not flexing. Maybe a little bit depending how much fat is being held in that certain area of muscle. But when you are flexed, that's when things are really popping, when things are really showing. So yeah, it is completely normal to not see abs while not flexed. But if you look at yourself in the mirror and you flex and you see some sort of outline, you see some sort of ab definition, that is completely normal. You know, when I'm standing normal, I don't really look like I have abs, to be honest with you. I don't really look like shredded by any means. It's when I actually start flexing, when I actually start posing. And even when I'm posing, if I'm not flexing in certain areas, like if I'm holding a men's physique pose, but I forget to flex my arm and my shoulder, it makes my physique not look as good. And it's something that I learned as I was preparing for this, competition, preparing for posing. I'd be flexing everything to make everything pop. So absolutely, it is absolutely so normal to not have abs while flexing. I mean, it's in the people in the best shape in the world. If they're not flexing, you can't really see a whole lot of definition. Maybe an outline, but not really a whole lot of definition. It also kind of goes into like how much body fat do you hold in certain areas, right? Relatively pretty lean and you don't really hold a lot of fat in your stomach because you were gifted with those kind of genetics, then yeah, you might be able to see your abs while not flexing or see some sort of outline while not flexing. But if you naturally hold more fat in your midsection, your lower abs, then you're gonna have to work that much harder to even just take the fat off and have them even show while flexing, then yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to have them show while not flexing. I don't think anybody walks around with like a nice six-pack completely unflexed. You definitely have to flex to show off the muscle. Absolutely. I'll give you an example of kind of what I'm talking about. So this is a picture of me just honestly right after I ate 10,000 calories. So right after a 10,000 calorie food challenge, this is a picture of what I look like. As you can see, I look like shit here. Obviously with the food baby, full of food, but normally in that condition of where I'm at kind of year round like that, That is after a food challenge. This is what I look like maybe a couple weeks after, a couple weeks before the actual food challenge goes. And this is me just normal, but I am flexing. I am trying to display my abs. So this is what I look like just on the off season, basically, right here. So you can see big difference, right? Now, the only reason why there's a big difference because obviously my abs and some of my obliques are showing. I'm relatively lean, but not crazy shredded here. But with that being said, I'm in a pose with great lighting, with a pump, trying to do my best to get this best possible photo of myself. So yes, it is absolutely completely normal for you to not see abs while I'm not flexing. It's just normal. That's just normal. So please don't compare yourself to the things that you see on social media. Don't compare yourselves to even other people that hold fat in different areas and hold fat differently. Two people might be on the same exact program, eating the same exact food, even in the same exact calorie deficit for themselves. They just don't see their abs are not being flexed. You know, you have to make sure you're flexing and to make sure you're displaying them properly. That's really the best way to see your abs. So no, you don't have bad body dysmorphia, and no, you might not be really fat. It might not be looking at yourself when you're displaying your abs the best that you can. I'm gonna answer one more question. This comes from Jackson Jordan. What are some of the most common questions you get asked as a personal trainer? This is actually a really good question because I get asked, several different questions as a personal trainer. Mainly the most common questions I get asked always revolves around nutrition. And it's funny because I will give, my clients a meal plan like, hey, follow this, with a shit ton of options on the actual meal plan themselves, explaining exactly what to do, explaining how much cardio we should be doing per week, all of that stuff. Of course, they still have questions, just to make sure they're doing everything correctly, which is completely okay. But then I get those questions every once in a while where they'll ask, like, is a specific food healthy? Like, is this healthy? I had one client ask, hey, is a carne asada burrito healthy? Well, it's not that a carne asada burrito isn't like unhealthy. I wouldn't really deem it completely unhealthy. I mean, you have like a burrito, which is just tortilla and bread. I mean, I eat wraps that have that tortilla in it, all the time. And you have some sort of protein, which is carne asada. Carne asada, that typically might carry a little bit more fat, but it doesn't mean it's completely unhealthy. It's not like chips or like a donut. But they're asking that question because they wanted to hear the answer of like, yeah, it's healthy, so go ahead and eat it. But it's not a matter of health. The correct answer isn't actually in the matter of how healthy a food is. Just because peanut butter is healthy, I'm never gonna go tell my client to go pound half a jar of peanut butter just because it is healthy. Or just because salmon is healthy. I'm never gonna tell them to eat an excess amount of salmon. It's just the calories in versus calories out that matter. So a lot of it has to do around nutrition. And a lot of my answer has to come back with, hey, calories in versus calories out. The question that I might get asked is, can I drink regular soda? Well, yeah, you can drink regular soda. The issue is that you don't want to waste calories on drinks because it's not going to satisfy you. Sugar is highly palatable, so once you pick that can of soda up, it's very hard to put it back down and not finish the entire can of soda or not drink more than you are actually allotted, even if you're drinking just a little bit more. Think about how much little bit more those add up to if you do that every single day. It's an extreme excess amount of calories. So a lot of the questions that I get asked as a personal trainer revolves around just overall nutrition. If your goal is to lose weight, let's keep this really simple. Let's eat plenty of protein, 0.5 gram to 1 gram per pound, and let's be in an overall calorie deficit. If you want to gain weight, well then pretty simple. The rules still apply. 0.5 gram to 1 gram per pound. At the same time, we have to be in a calorie surplus to add on weight, basically burning less calories than we're consuming for our body to actually start going up in weight. So Mr. P and Jackson Jordan, hope that answered you guys' questions. If you guys have any questions for the next Breakfast Club episode, please leave in the comments down below. I do have a couple of them planned out with more questions already, but as more questions come in, I will start answering maybe 1, 2, 3 questions per video. And hopefully these Breakfast Club videos eventually can turn into full-on Q&As if more questions start coming in. Anyways, I'm wrapping the video up here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.